So there I was, a 20-year-old Marine stationed at Camp Foster in Okinawa, Japan. I wore the rank of corporal with a mix of pride and weariness that only a young Marine could understand. This Saturday night was different, though. I was on a 24-hour guard duty at the front entrance of Barracks 222, and the air was charged with a strange energy. As the clock struck midnight, the night was alive with the sounds of my fellow devil dogs excited to cut loose on a payday weekend. The sounds of loud music, bottles clinking, boisterous laughter, and carefree hollers echoed through the long corridors of this World War II-era barracks. The darkness seemed to dance with shadows, and the monotony of staying in one place all day was clearly driving me mad at this point. It was as if the hours moved slower and slower as I babysat the front door of a building that housed the death dealers of our great nation. The first wave of rowdy, drunken Marines returning home approached. Their steps were heavy, and their voices carried in the stillness. With a blend of authority and camaraderie, I directed them back to their rooms as they shuffled through the hatch, stumbling around. It was a delicate dance, maintaining discipline while preserving the bonds of brotherhood. "You shitbags better tighten up and get off my quarterdeck. Duty has no friends, motherfucker," I yell out, in my best Samuel L. Jackson impression to all my drunk-ass friends, with a grin. "Aye, aye, Corporal. Good evening, Corporal," they replied back sarcastically, laughing as they hurried to their rooms to continue the usual madness of a Saturday night. Leave it to me to get stuck on barracks duty on a Saturday night. I should be turning up right now. Thanks, Green Weenie, I thought to myself. As the hours dragged on, I encountered every swinging dick and hanging tit of inebriated souls that graced my post after returning from a long night of questionable choices. Some of them were jovial, slurring words of camaraderie and motivation, while others tested the boundaries of respect, finding themselves getting blasted. That's what we call getting yelled at for being belligerent. The scent of alcohol and tobacco lingered, mingling with the salted sea breeze and stale aroma of a 50-year-old barracks, creating a heady mix that permeated the night. Then, at the stroke of 3 a.m., an eerie hush descended. The revelry ceased abruptly, leaving an unsettling stillness in its wake. A shiver coursed down my spine, but I attributed it to fatigue. As part of my post, every hour I am required to make rounds to check the common areas. This also was really just my chance to buy another energy drink and smoke a cigarette to try and wake myself up now that shit was settling down. I head out back to the smoke pit, a designated area where Marines and sailors can have a smoke and socialize. It's the usual hangout for everyone. By this time, though, there were no signs of life, just a graveyard of beer cans and cigarette butts. I lit up my smoke and took a deep inhale of Newport, then exhaled the stale mint taste from my lungs in the form of a deep sigh of relief. I closed my eyes and let my mind drift into the static sounds of the ambient noises from the slowly quieting, bustling city. It gave me a sense of calm as I told myself internally, only a few more hours and I can finally sleep. At this moment, a dark figure emerged from the window on the 4th deck of the building's only internal stairwell. He was waving aggressively with a sense of purpose, and from what I could tell, he was in uniform. He looked weathered and rugged, and his mere presence hanging out the window startled me as my eyes struggled under the weight of my half-awake consciousness trying to make out what he was saying. "Corporal, hurry, quick, get up here! Someone's dying up here!" The Marine called out in a panic. Without hesitation, almost like a superhero, I blasted up the stairs as fast as I could to the top floor. Again, I see this Marine standing outside the last door, all the way down on the northern wing of the building, waving at me from the end of the hallway before disappearing back into the door. I dead sprint as fast as I can the 30 to 40 yards to the door, not knowing what to expect, but ready to do what must be done. As I come upon the room, and without a moment to spare, I violently kick open the door like SWAT serving a warrant and storming inside this pitch-black room without a second thought as the door slams behind me. Hello? Hey bro, where are you? I call out, fumbling around to find a light switch. I turn on the lights. Click. As soon as I do, shivers like an ice-cold water travels down my spine, and every hair on my body stands up. I freeze in fear of not knowing what to do, as the weight of the situation crushes every ounce of bravado into motionless fear. When I turned on the lights, I realized, in that moment, the room was empty.